Shit, cat, we live, cat.
We live, man. We live. Welcome back to No Excuses, man. Welcome back.
Man, welcome back to No Excuses, man. Fat, before we go any further, will you please tell the people on YouTube and Facebook what to do, please, sir?
Man, like, comment, share, subscribe, man. Hit post notifications, man. Shares, man. I make sure our stuff, man. We put our content out, man. Put us out there.
So, might as well get straight to it. I ain't gonna lie. I done been wrong before. I done been wrong
Yeah.
before, man. But the Philadelphia Eagles destroyed the Chiefs the other day by a final score of 40-22. The
Yep.
Philadelphia Eagles are your new Super Bowl champions. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
man? Shout out to man, couldn't be happier for Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Landon Dickerson, Cameron Latu, Eli Ricks. I know them the Bama players that I know play for Philadelphia. But man, before I even get into more of a conversation, man, I want to ask you first, man, your thoughts on the Super Bowl that we watched the other day.
Man, I never would have thought in a million years that it would have looked like that. Did I see Philly? Did I say that Philly had a chance to win? Yeah, because Philly is a very talented team, top to bottom. Like they got a lot of stars on their team, man. So them winning the game isn't shocking of them winning the game. The way that they won it is shocking because I didn't see them just straight up punishing the Chiefs like that. Like it at one point it was 34-0 in that game, man. Like it was a massacre, a massacre. Like it wasn't even a contest at one point in time. Like the game was literally born. We was waiting for the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar. Like it was that bad. Like I didn't see that happening. You know what I'm saying? You have to give a big shout out to Nick Sirianni having them boys ready, man. He had them ready to go, man. Jalen Hurts showed up and did what he's supposed to do. That man, really, that defense though, man. That defense, man, they stood up, man. Like that defensive line and all of them young too, especially what's his name? Number 98. What's his name again? Carter. Yeah, Jalen Carter, man. That Carter dude he a monster, but he was like that at Georgia, man. So a lot of them players on the line come from Georgia, so we already knew what they was made of when they was in college, man. So the boys they showed up and did their thing, man. They kind of neutralized Saquon Barkley like I kind of figured they was gonna do. They loaded the box up on him, you know what I'm saying? So that gave, Jalen Hurts receivers, in one on one coverage, and 50-50 balls from there, you know what I'm saying? Is you feel me? You gotta throw it up and hope your man better than they men and that's what the case. That's what it was, man. So, man, I can't do nothing but say I was wrong, man. I thought sure that Kansas City was going. I went with the experience of Andy Reid and Mahomes in big games, and I went off of that, man. But I did say that Philly could win the very well win this game too. You know what I'm saying? Like Philly is like that's a very, very talented roster, man. Like, I don't think people realize how many stars like they got on their team, man. They very, very well put together, man. So, man, and they're young, so they're gonna be a problem for somebody next year. You know what I'm saying? Coming back, so yeah, man. I think the Chiefs going into the game, man. I think people kind of disrespected the Eagles. You know what I'm saying? Just giving it to the Chiefs because the Chiefs have been there and done that. So going into the game, you know, majority of the people probably went with Kansas City because the simple fact that Patrick Mahomes is hard to bet against them, man. So that's why I went off based off Mahomes, man. Like I just seen him do it too many times. I just seen him do it in key spots. I just seen him come from behind and make some and make a miraculous comeback and win games, man. Like it's just the culture of the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Like they just known to do that. So that's what I went off of. But man, was I wrong? You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's what you do this for, man. You're gonna get some predictions right, you're gonna get something wrong. It is what it is. You know, I have to live with it. I went against Hurts and he got me. So it is what it is, man. But for them to dominate the way they dominated, man, that's truly impressive, man. I damn sure didn't see that, man. And then Hurts topping it off, winning the Super Bowl MVP. This is second Super Bowl he showed out in, and really, this is the tale of showing like should Philly have won the first time? You know what I'm saying? Like it's really telling. Like damn, they might have could have should have won the first time. You know what I'm saying? But they played the cards played the way they played, and they didn't. So they came back. They got revenge 2 years later. So hey, the rest is history.
Um, I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this right is that going into that game, unless you was, obviously a diehard Philadelphia Eagles fan, a Philadelphia Eagles player, coach, somebody within the organization, I don't think anybody foresaw that coming.
No.
Real talk, man. The Eagles made the back-to-back champion going for a three-peat Chiefs look like they didn't belong on the field with them.
Yeah.
It was an absolute bloodbath. I don't give the final score make it look respectable at the end or whatever when the Chiefs put the back up. Kenny Pickett took snaps at the end of the game, man.
Yeah.
Like they straight up bloodied Kansas City mouth from the beginning of the game to the end. Jalen Hurts was sensational. Philadelphia defensive line wrecked the ball game from start to finish, man. Did you know? Did you know? Philadelphia sacked Patrick Mahomes 6 times without blitzing.
Yeah, I kind of
This
yeah.
just the front four
Yeah.
getting home, man. So I'm
But
gonna be
it been
honest,
like that
man.
all
So now I
season.
want to talk about why the game went the way that it did, in my opinion. This is what I think. For one, Philadelphia's roster is loaded. They're loaded. They are absolutely loaded, man. From
Yeah.
1 to 53. We said that last week that Philadelphia had the better roster and we're going into the game. I think what I tried to make a point of, I didn't think the roster gaps were as wide as people thought they were. One thing about me, I have no problem walking the tape back. I'm wrong. Philadelphia got way more talent than Kansas City. Way more talent. Way more talent than Kansas City, man. And Kansas City went into the game scared to try to run the football. You saw that early.
Yeah.
Remember when Patrick Mahomes threw the second interception, not the pick six, but the one like right before halftime?
Yeah. Yeah.
At that point, so think about this, fam. It's about to be halftime. The Chiefs had only ran the ball 2 times the whole game to that point.
Yeah.
So I say all that to say I thought Andy Reid's game plan was extremely piss poor. Patrick Mahomes played extremely poorly. The offensive line played extremely poorly. Kansas City receivers didn't do much. They didn't get no separation all game, to be honest with you. And when they did, DeAndre Hopkins, I knew it wasn't the Chiefs' day when one of the most sure-handed receivers in NFL history, future Hall of Famer DeAndre Hopkins, is running across the field wide ass open, and he
Drop the
literally
pass.
tripped over his own leg, dropped the ball, fell and dropped the ball. I knew that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't the Chiefs' day. It wasn't the Chiefs' day, man. And truth be told, to be honest, and I don't want to say this as like no cop-out type thing, man, because I understand how it can be perceived. And you know what I'm saying? They'll say, oh man, that's just the Bama fan bias in you or whatever. And I totally understand that. But man, I'm not mad about being wrong, man. Because me seeing Jalen Hurts win a Super Bowl, man, to me, it felt so wholesome. It felt like something that we never thought we were gonna see happen. So to see Hurts
Yeah,
get it done, man, I couldn't be happier for nobody, man. I could not be happier for
yeah,
anybody than Jalen Hurts.
yeah.
Just for me, man. Kansas City got out coached, got outclassed. They just flat out
Out
got
man,
their ass tore up the other day, man. They did.
out man, all
They
that.
got their ass tore up the other day, man.
Yeah, it was bad. It was a bloodbath.
Like fat. It got bad.
Yeah, I didn't see that, man. That was very shocking to me. I figured that Philly. I knew Philly had a hell of a team. I knew their roster was pretty stacked. But for them to go in there and just straight up score drag the 2-time champions like that in that fashion on that stage was second to none. I haven't seen nothing like that probably ever. It's been a while since I seen something like that. If I have,
Man,
it's been a long time.
fat, that game looked like one of them BCS national championship. That looked like Alabama versus Notre Dame.
Yeah, it
That's what that
did.
shit looked like.
Yeah, it did.
It was bad.
It was really bad.
Like the Chiefs, there was never a point in the game, even me pulling for the Chiefs, had a wager with the Chiefs. There was never a point in the game you felt confident and said, okay, the Chiefs are going to get back in this. Because
Yeah,
while you watching it and you trying to be optimistic and trying to peak and trying to speak, so you know, saying some good shit into existence, calling it like it is. When that ball game got to 17-0, you knew then we ain't got no shot.
yeah,
We have no shot. So
yeah,
just for me, man, I was thoroughly impressed by what Philadelphia was able to do on both sides of the football. If you would have
yeah,
told me going into this game, if you would have told me Saquon Barkley gonna have 25 carries for 57 yards, I would have said Kansas
yeah.
City gonna win that ball game.
Hell yeah.
Saquon had 25 carries, 57 yards, and Philly won by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
It was an
Yep.
absolute masterclass, man. What Philadelphia's defense did to Mahomes, who is the best quarterback in the game. And real talk, man, because we finna get to Jalen Hurts. I promise you, we're finna have a whole segment talking strictly about Jalen Hurts. I want to say one
Yeah.
last thing before we get to Hurts, though. The old saying, defense wins championships. And a lot of this
Yeah.
shit we talk about when we go into these football games, we talk about quarterbacks and head coaches and game plans and receivers and all this. Give a shout out, man, to give credit to what football games are won, which is in the trenches.
Yeah.
Philadelphia won that ball game in the trenches, predominantly
Yeah.
on the defensive side of the ball, because Kansas City flat out could not block them dudes. They couldn't block them.
That's good.
They
They
could
come
not block
back. They
them.
come not down.
Josh Sweat, defensive end for Philadelphia, edge rusher, whatever you want to call it these days. Josh Sweat was the best player on the field the other day.
Yeah.
He went
That
absolutely
was number.
crazy.
That was 93. Or what
19.
number was 19?
I think Josh Sweat number 19, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, let me look that
Okay.
up. He
I was
went
about to say
absolutely
9.
crazy.
Yeah.
Hold up, man. Let me get his number. If I'm not mistaken, now he number 19. He could be
Yeah.
93.
That defense was hungry, bro.
They went absolutely crazy, fam.
Yeah.
They went
You
absolutely
seen
crazy.
you seen benches defense.
19, yeah. Josh Sweat. He went absolutely crazy, fam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith, the Georgia Bulldog defensive lineman that played for Philly, wrecked
Yeah.
this ball game, man. Jalen Carter,
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he had a sack or a half a sack. He took us so much to the middle. They didn't even try to run the ball.
Yeah.
They didn't even
Yeah.
attempt to run the football at all. That's why I
Yeah.
hate when we put all this blame on quarterbacks, because you have to try to establish a run game. You cannot go into a game and go, okay, fuck
With
it,
no run game.
fuck it, we're gonna check it 50 times and see what happens. You can't win like that. You can't win like
Nah.
that. Guess what? Saquon, we just said, had 25 carries, 57 yards. That's like 2 point some yards per carry. Philadelphia still tried to establish a run game.
Yeah.
Jalen
You got
Hurts
to.
had 72 yards rushing in the ball game. A lot of the time that whoever can run the football better, that's probably who's gonna win the game.
Even if your run game ain't be if it's not as potent as it is in the previous game, even if it's not potent for real, you have to make the defense honest. Like you have to make the defense check on you have to keep them honest.
Yes.
You can't be one dimensional. Like you just can't.
So moving on, man. Speaking of Jalen Hurts, moving into Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was named Super Bowl MVP. His final stat line, I ain't got the numbers in my face right now. I think I can remember it, man. He was 17 for 22 with, I want to say it was 221 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. He had another 72 yards on the ground with a rushing touchdown. So that gives him 293 total yards, 3 total touchdowns, Super Bowl MVP. Hold up, Fat. Before we go any further. And I hope he see this episode, man, because we got the goddamn say in here, man. We got the goddamn say in here. I know for a fact when nobody happier for Jalen Hurts than Marcus Dixon.
Oh yeah.
I know for a fact it was nobody happier for Jalen Hurts.
Oh yeah, man. For sure.
Biggest
He been
Jalen
riding with
Hurts
Hurts
fan
forever.
that I know.
Yeah, he been riding with Hurts forever.
So you know what I'm saying, man. Shout out to goddamn Marcus, man, because I know damn well he was happy as hell to see Hurts get that Super Bowl MVP. But man, Fat, I want to ask you, man. So let's talk about Jalen Hurts for a second. What is it about Jalen Hurts, if you had to pinpoint it, that you feel like people won't give him the respect he deserves or has earned at this point?
I think it's because the typical thing they said whenever he was at Alabama, he's a running quarterback. He's not a great passer. You know what I'm saying? He's not really a game changer as far as him being able to be the determined factor of whether you can, depend on him to not just use his legs. You know what I'm saying? If you take his legs away from him, you pretty much got him beat. You know what I'm saying? So just going off of that, the same thing that they say about all the, black quarterbacks coming, like they did the same thing with Lamar Jackson. Like the same thing, man. It's just him being a running quarterback, and you know how the agenda they got against, the running quarterbacks and stuff like that. So I think a lot of it come off of that. But yeah, mostly just that for real. And then when you look at the stats after the game over with, Hurts ain't, really gonna give you 300 in the air, and 3 touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns. That ain't really his game. He gonna give you 70 to 80 on the ground. Might give you maybe a 200, in the air. Like it's gonna be a mix of both. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't just gonna sit in the pocket and just kill you like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of it is based off of them, like basing him off of that right there. Just him not being the prototypical quarterback. You know how they do that. You know what I'm saying? Like they wanted, a player like him. They probably wanted him to change his position or something like that. They had a different agenda. You get what I'm saying? Like they had a different agendas for like black quarterbacks and stuff like that. So for him to do what he did, not just running and able to like make the passes that he's supposed to make, I think he proved a lot of people wrong by what he did. So I think that kind of threw that out of the window of, people say, oh, he can't, all he could do is depend on his legs. He can't make plays with with his arm and shit like that. So I think he finally like proved people wrong in that aspect of it. So I think that's what it is, man. Like they just how they do black quarterbacks. As I feel.
Man, I couldn't agree with you, Mo. I could not agree with you, Mo, man. Oh, there we lost fair. Oh, they are having a fair. There we go. But anyway, man, I couldn't agree with you, Mo. But hold up, man. Hold up, man. Before we go any further, in case you know what I'm saying, for the people watching, we done had a special guest join us again this week. Bub in the building, man. Bub.
What's
So
up,
look
man?
here, man. We was in the middle of, you know what I'm saying, talking about Hurt's performance. But before you get to any of that, man, I want to hear your thoughts on just the overall the game the other day. Then we can get your thoughts about Jalen Hurts, man.
Well, like I said, shout out to Philly. You know, y'all deserved it. You know, I mean, one of the more complete teams in the league. But you do recall when they played them last time in the Super Bowl, how it was a tight, close game, and if you recall listening to what Patrick Mahomes said about Jalen Hurts and them, that they was going to be back and they're going to be something to reckon with. And I do believe that was the case coming back into this Super Bowl here. Like there was no anything with Philly, man. They was dominant at every aspect of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. It didn't matter. They was just a complete team all the way around. And I know the score said one thing, but if you watch the complete game, it was really a shutout performance.
That
Cause
that that score is very misleading.
Yeah.
yes, that
It is
score
very
says
misleading. That ball game was
yes.
not close
No,
at
none
all.
whatsoever. The score said that, but you can tell when Philly took their foot off the gas pedal. That's when the Chiefs started moving the ball. If they would have took the games the whole entire time, me honestly, I don't see Patrick Mahomes even scoring not one time, and that's
I
saying
don't
something.
either.
That's saying something. That's just how dominant they were in that game. To only rush four players the whole entire game and not blitz one time against the best quarterback in the league, yeah, that says a lot. Says a lot.
Yeah.
So kudos to Philly. You know, uh, the defensive coordinator, he deserved a big payday because that was a dominant performance that he displayed for his defense. Come on, man. Like you can't ask for nothing else better on that. So shout
Yeah,
out to
man.
so shout out to Philly DC. Shout out to the defensive players, the front four. I feel like the whole defensive line itself should get a big payday. I'm talking about everybody who played in that game should get a payday. 'Cause not, I'm talking about when I say they rotated in and out and everybody produced.
Yeah.
That's what you call being deep. That's what you call depth. So shout out to Philly for being ready, being more aggressive, and most importantly, being the best team in the NFL, hands down. Because righteously, they are that. On
Yeah.
paper, it says it, and they showed it in the Super Bowl. So that's that's my take on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And put on the performance, man.
So with that being said, Bub, well said. I know I agree with everything he just said. You can't. I just to me, Philadelphia was so dominant the other in that Super Bowl that you almost forget that the Chiefs was the team going for the 3-peat.
Yeah.
Like don't like the shit was reversed. Philadelphia
Yeah.
dominated that ball game from head to
Yeah.
toe, and Jalen Hurts won
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP. So, but I want to ask you, Bub, what is it about? Like I just asked Fat, what is it about Jalen Hurts that you think why people don't give him the credit that he deserves, or rightfully at this point has earned?
Like I said, Jalen Hurts can win anywhere. It's proven at every level, every aspect. He can go from a starter to being a bench player. He's a team player. He showed that in Tuscaloosa. He could have easily left after he got bent. For a man to sit on the bench like that and come into a game and can win a national championship game for you being rusty, no nothing, just says a lot about him himself. And it's like I said, all eyes was on Saquon Barkley. Everybody, that's all they talked about going into that game. Barkley is Barkley, that Barkley. But once again, Jalen showed you that he is that guy without him having to express it through the media. He let his game do the talking for him, which is why he is the way he is and the way he carries himself. So, I mean, right now, that was the only thing that was holding Jalen Hurts from being a top three quarterback in the National Football League is him not having a championship and all this. Now that he got the championship, what can you say now? Because go look at his resume. I mean, the man that been to two NFC championship games. He won two. Been to the Super Bowl twice.
Facts. And
Won
played
once.
well in both of them.
Played well in both of them. I don't think he's had a losing record since he been in Philly. I
No.
mean,
Yeah.
No,
the
he
man.
haven't. He haven't.
I mean, the man QBR rating is through the roof. I mean, right now, how can you argue and say that Jalen Hurts is really not a top three quarterback in the National Football League? It'd be kind of hard to say that he's not. I mean, given the fact of what he done, I mean, since he came into the league, it's like I say, everywhere the man go, he win. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
proven fact, and the numbers might not flash out, but like I say, usually you waiting on this man to have a 400 some yard passing game,
You got the
500
intangibles, man.
or whatever. But the man just shows you that he don't have to go out there and be real flashy to get the job done. But the man's going to
Yeah.
be effective in the game at all times, and he showed you that. I mean, you
Yeah.
loaded the box. He showed you he gonna beat you with his arm. You load the box. You send the blitz. He gonna beat you with his legs as well. I mean, the man can beat you in every aspect of the game. And it's like I said, just coming into that game, it was Saquon, and people pretty much exit Jalen Hurts out for whatever reason. And when I say that, that's the Chiefs defensive coordinator because he out of all people should have had enough sense to know if I load this box, I'm gonna be in a bind with this quarterback who can move with his legs and can throw as well. So, I mean, he kind of took it as the well. I'd rather let Jalen try to beat me than Jalen can beat me. So, I mean, in all words, it's like I'm saying, though, Philadelphia pretty much put the whole league on notice, basically saying they here and they gonna be something to reckon with. And I'm talking about for a while. So, I mean,
Because all of
who's
them
to
young.
say? Because who's to say that they won't go back next year? And I'm gonna tell you right now, I can't see nobody beating them in the NFC. It's only maybe one team, one maybe, and that's gonna be the Detroit Lions. Because I feel like they'll match up good when healthy. But
Yeah.
if Philly defense play like they did against the Chiefs, I don't care who it is. Jared Goff, it don't matter who in the pocket. If Patrick Mahomes couldn't get it done, it's not a quarterback in the NFL can get away from that, man. By rushing four
Yeah.
people. I mean, it's the bottom line. So ain't nobody gonna dominate the way that Philly did. Like, I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I'm like, okay, I gotta ask the question myself. Why don't Jalen Hurts get the credit that I feel he has earned at this point?
Cause he's
I
not
a lot
flashy.
of which I agree with a lot of what both of y'all said because for starters, his numbers don't be gaudy, and for a lot of people just love to rush straight to the numbers. His numbers don't be exactly gaudy, but for me, I think it's further than that. I think we, for some reason, we judge sports in a way of you play with great players and on a great team takes away from the particular talent that you have, right? So
Yeah.
with Jalen Hurts having a Saquon Barkley and an AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and the best offensive line in the NFL, you saw what that defense did the other day. So you know it's legit. I think everybody looks at that and makes you go, oh, anybody can win with that. That's not the case. Jalen Hurts is a known winner, man. Jalen Hurts has been a winner ever since we've known who he was.
Yeah.
Since he came into the the football masses at Alabama, you discover who he was back when he was goddamn true freshman Jalen Hurts with the dreads that took Alabama to a national championship. He's been a winner ever since we've known who he was. I'm gonna tell you what it is for Hurts, man. Because when you watch him, he don't look super fast.
Yeah.
He don't throw the ball with the prettiest motion. He don't throw all the tight window looking throws that you call dimes. So you can't point to anything with Jalen Hurts' game that makes you go, oh, okay, that was special, or that's special, or that's generational. So with that being said, that's what I think make people not realize what they're watching. I don't care where you want to rank him. I don't care where you rank him today. That's your business. I don't care about where you rank him. For me, it's all about Jalen Hurts has proven that he is a good quarterback. He's been a good quarterback, and I just want people to put some respect on the man's name, man. Put some respect on the man's name, because fact, and you as my witness, because I remember we used to have a conversation when Tua threw that championship against Georgia in 2017 for that taking the 26, right? Remember coming into the 2018 season, I was somebody saying, I think Jalen Hurts should still be the starter.
Yeah.
Because I was just so big on loyalty, man, that he done played so many games. I feel like he deserved to lose his job yet. Guess what? At the time, I was wrong. Tua was a better quarterback at that point in time than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
As we see here currently today, Hurts is a better quarterback than Tua.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people have the discourse online to act like both things can't be true at the same time. In college, Tua was the better player. Right now, today, Hurts is the better player.
Yeah.
It just is what it is, man. Jalen Hurts' story is a story of perseverance, putting the work in, man, and staying down till you come up. The man could have left Alabama in 2018. He chose to stick around. He chose to put the work in. He chose to develop his game. He chose to get better. And I love to see hard work pay off, man. I wish I should have bought the damn speaker. I'd have dropped the goddamn acoustic ball for Hurts the other day, man. I should have bought the damn speaker here with me. Because
I'm proud of Jalen Hurts, man.
That's why I said on Facebook the other day that he has a real life Disney movie type career, man. That 30 for 30 Netflix documentary on Jalen Hurts' career one day is gonna be special, man. It's gonna be special.
Yeah.
It's gonna be special, man. I couldn't be happier for somebody than Jalen Hurts. Make no mistake about it, man.
Especially going through the stuff you went through.
I am an Alabama fan and a Saints fan. When other teams win titles and not them two, I really could kill less. Unless I got some money.
Yeah.
Other than that, I really could kill less. I'm happier for Jalen Hurts, not only because he started his college career off at Alabama, but because we all saw his story and what he went through. Because him getting benched, man, if he wasn't mentally tough and able to, you know what I'm saying, go back and work on his game, getting benched at Alabama, everybody saw that.
Yeah. That
ain't like getting benched at a, you know what I'm saying, a not as nationally televised.
I'm doing a show.
Televised and broadcasted college football program. This Alabama at their peak.
Yeah.
All eyes on you every goddamn week, man. So for that dude to fight through that and make his way back to the field just for me, man, it's a beautiful story, man. I've never been happier for a player that's not on one of my favorite teams to win a championship than I am for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, especially all the especially how people scrutinize him, man. Like Bama fans, you know what I'm saying? People just
man.
straight up.
I remember Hurts leaving, and everybody, the way they was talking about that shit was nasty.
It was nasty.
It was nasty.
It was people saying that Hurts wasn't even gonna make a pro team. It was like a whole lot of shit, like how they do Miro. You know what I'm saying? Basically the same thing. How they do Jalen Miro. Even though we're not talking about Miro, but I'm just saying they scrutinize him the same. Like it's the same thing. It's equivalent
Right.
to how they do music. Yeah.
So on to somebody else that took an L. You know what? Nope. I don't even want to. I don't want to segue into it like that, man. I would say that part for the end. Moving on with the Super Bowl, you know, we had Kendrick Lamar did the halftime show. You
Yeah.
know, I want to know something. It's Kendrick and Drake been the damn hip hop discussion ever since last year in May, whenever we had a battle back and forth. And in fact, I'm gonna say this here before I ask the question, because one thing I do like about what me and you have done on here, man, is that we didn't do 20 episodes talking about the Drake and Kendrick beef.
Nah.
We might have did 2.
Everybody not there. Yeah. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
didn't do many of them, man, because for me, I'm gonna be honest, man, it got kind of played out for me. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
man, the halftime show with Kendrick Lamar was the other day, you know what I'm saying? And I want to say this right here, man. I want to say this right here before I, you know what I'm saying, before I give you the floor. This is what I want to say. I want to give you the floor right here, man. Is how did you take the performance? Did it live up to the hype to you?
I think it was a good performance, man. I think a lot of people was so caught up on him beefing with Drake and wanting the entertainment part, you know what I'm saying, which is what it is about. But I think people missed the message and what he was doing in the performance. Like he was like the stuff that he was symbolizing. If you go back and I see that on the Shady Room, I went back and I was like, damn, okay, he was doing this for this reason or for this purpose. Okay, so it all came together and it makes sense to me now. You know what I'm saying? So I think him being able to be entertaining and still be able to like symbolize certain things that black people go through or whatever was top notch to me. You know what I'm saying? So I think it was a great performance. You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of people online saying that they didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? They thought it was boring and you know, but it's everything is about stuff like that is opinionated. It's all opinionated. I think it was a good performance. I think it was a couple songs I wish he would have played, but the songs that he played, I didn't have a complaint with because some of them songs that he played was on Gen X, the new album that he got, and I like some of them songs. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? It's a couple songs I wish he could have played. Like I did want to hear that swimming pools, and you know what I'm saying. It's a couple more songs I wanted to hear by Kendrick, but I enjoyed the performance. I really did, man. Like I feel like he's a great performer. You know what I'm saying? His breathing control is impeccable. You know what I'm saying? Him having the energy he have and being able to move around and do all of that and still give a great performance is like Kendrick is one of the ones though. He top 5, top 10 all time on a lot of lists. You know what I'm saying? So Kendrick, he to me, I enjoyed the performance. You know what I'm saying? I really did.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. And make no mistake about it, man. For those of you just not tuning in, we are talking about the Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance at the Super Bowl. I'm somebody that man. If you know me, you know for a fact that Lil Wayne is my favorite rapper.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne has been my favorite rapper for pretty much all my life, long as I can remember. Been a big Wayne fan, right? And I'm somebody that when Kendrick got announced to do the halftime show, I was somebody that was on social media making my cases and my arguments for Wayne. Just because the fan in me felt like Wayne got snubbed, I guess would be the right word to use. I want to say this here, man. Keep that in mind. With that being said, Kendrick was the right choice for this performance.
Yeah.
I thought he absolutely smoked that performance. For the people complain, it's only two types of people complain about it, man. Drake stands and MAGA, the MAGA people of the world.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Everybody else enjoyed the show. Look here, man. That nigga went out there and rapped for 13 minutes straight.
Yep.
Wow. That jumping around doing choreography. They had a nice goddamn setup, man. The aesthetics were amazing. The storytelling, the message that he sent, the Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam, that shit was brilliant. That show was an absolute masterpiece. I only have a few complaints about it. Well, I'm with you. I could have done with maybe not as many records off GNX, but at the same time, I thought that was brilliant because he just dropped that album not too long ago. So why not get this promo off?
Exactly. Exactly. It was great marketing.
I thought that was genius.
It was great marketing.
So you got that. You have whenever coming into it, the way that they previewed it and was showing it in the build up leading up to it, that it was going to be Kendrick. They made it seem like SZA was going to be more involved in the show than she was. So I feel like if that was the case, they could have not put her in the promo.
Yeah.
I think
exactly
that All the Stars and that Luther, which is two great songs, by the way. I told you that Luther on G and Nick, that's my shit. I love that goddamn song. So with I think I even said on here last week, I hope he do that one. And he did it, right? So for me, either SZA should have gotten a medley, so should have gotten to sing a little bit longer, or if they was going to use her the little amount that she did, she should have been a surprise guest. We should not have been expecting SZA if that's all that was going to get from SZA.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If I'm just trying to find stuff to nitpick about, man. Outside of that, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I enjoyed the show. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm gonna tell you something that I've gotten really tired of hearing leading up to the show, and now that I saw the show, especially after the show, right? I'm somebody coming into whenever Drake and Kendrick had it pop off that weekend in May. Whenever it popped off, right? I'm somebody that it was completely neutral in that battle because guess what? Neither Drake nor Kendrick is my favorite rapper. Neither one of them.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of both. Neither one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So with that right there, for me, I was able to watch and judge the list of the songs in the battle and not be biased and have to, pick a side. For the Drake people that's making it like Kendrick Lamar only hit is not like us, that's a lie.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the way to cope with that, it's universally been accepted that Drake lost the said battle or whatever. But I dislike and I don't agree with the only reason that Kendrick was there is because he dissed Drake, this, that, and the fourth. Kendrick has a catalog to do a Super Bowl without dissing Drake.
Yeah.
Guess what? Both of those things can be true. Kendrick got the catalog to do it. Now, was he there because of the year he had last year? All for Not Like Us and dissing Drake and all the publicity building up to it? Sure. That's true too.
Yeah.
But let's not make like Kendrick's whole career
that's all he about.
got made in 2024.
Yeah.
Like Kendrick's been a household name in hip hop for over a decade. I think a lot of people forget. Kendrick became mainstream and known by the masses not too long after Drake.
Yeah.
Like Kendrick, Drake, J. Cole, Future, Nicki Minaj, that's all the same generation.
Yeah.
The 2010s.
Yeah.
So I find that to be rather distasteful for me. I think it's nasty how it's looked at as if the only reason that the man got to do what he did was because of Drake. Because y'all trying to take this man moment and make it about Drake. That's what the Drake stands are doing. Because that's their way of. They just can't accept the fact that your guy lost the battle.
Yeah, he lost. Yeah,
he lost the battle. It just is what it is at this point. And I don't understand why that's so hard to accept. Because losing to Kendrick ain't necessarily nothing to be shamed about. That dude a legend, man. Drake is a legend.
Yeah.
So my only thing for me is that I hate what the battle did with the discourse. Now whenever you see Drake name or Kendrick name because they're gonna damn near forever be basically tied together now. And me personally, I think it's wrong because I enjoy both catalogs. I'm able to say I to be honest, I probably still rank Drake higher on my favorites list than Kendrick, although Kendrick has moved up a lot for me on my list. But make no mistake about it, man. Kendrick won this battle. He won 5 Grammys. He performed at the Super Bowl. He did Not Like Us. He said the part where he said Drake name. The whole crowd screamed A minor. My nigga, this is. At what point did Drake win anything in this battle?
Nah, he ain't win nothing.
I don't see where you can look at how this unfolded and go back now and go Drake won. It's hard to find a win for him in here. It just is.
Nah, he ain't win this one.
You know that's just, and in fact, you know for damn sure that we in February. I ain't played none of them songs from the battle. Not Like Us, Euphoria, Family Matters, Push Ups, even Like That with Future and Kendrick. I ain't played none of them
Yeah,
songs in forever.
yeah. I don't play
I
them
don't
songs.
care to hear them no more. So for
Nah,
me, so with me, my whole thing is just I don't understand why everybody was doing the complaining about the show, especially black people that I saw complaining about it, because we've been extremely happy and enjoying the halftime show with Dre, Snoop, Kendrick, Eminem. Then you had Rihanna. Then you had Usher last year. Now it's Kendrick solo headlining the show. So for me, Kendrick gave you a hip hop show.
yeah,
That was breath control, rapping, not forgetting none of the lyrics. That was a real hip hop halftime show. He could have performed swimming pools and money trees and backseat freestyle. And you know, say all the bigger hits. But guess what? We've seen him perform all of them songs 100 times already.
yeah,
So that's why
yeah,
him doing the GNX records or more of the B-side stuff, I thought that shit was cool. I thought it was fly. Cause
yeah,
how many people you know got the confidence to go up there and do that on that stage and perform songs that you know that the world don't know yet?
yeah, yeah,
I thought that was fly.
yeah,
Just me
yeah.
personally.
Yeah, like I say, man, I ain't have a problem with it, man. Like I said, I wish it was a couple songs he would have played, but as you touched on, them songs he already did performed and stuff, so he wanted to do something different. And it was for some promo, add some promo in there, you know. But I didn't have a problem with his performance and nothing like that. I just think, like I say, people, you know,
God, dog.
they pay so much attention to the beef, they forget that Kendrick is one of the ones. Like that ain't what he known. Like he's not. He ain't just became known just because he dissed Drake. Like Kendrick been relevant for a long time, bro.
Yes.
So like his longevity is up there with Drake. Like Kendrick been relevant for a long time, bro. So I ain't have a problem with it. Like I say, it was a good performance.
All right, this is the last thing I want to ask, man. Last thing I want to ask, we're gonna get up out of here for the day, man. So now that you see how all this unfolded, how all of this unfolded, man, and you know what I'm saying, now it's kind of like the dust done settled because at the end of the thing, at the end of his at the end of hold up, god damn it, I can't get this damn thing off here. Okay, there we go. So my question is, man, to you, Fat. Bub chime in to Bub, you on the goddamn rap shit too. You know what I'm saying? But I want to ask, man, the question I got is where does Drake go from here? But to be more specific, what does Drake have to do to get back to? I'm not gonna say he's gonna get back to that peak he was at per se. What can Drake do to get more of the people back in his favor? Because right now Drake down, and a lot of people enjoying seeing. I put it to you like this here. I don't think it's a coincidence that whenever all this shit happened, everybody jumped on Kendrick and Future and whoever outside, and everybody was against Drake off the rip, and ain't nobody came to the rescue to say nothing for Drake yet, except 50 Cent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to know what y'all think Drake need to do just to get back in the good graces of the people. Or
I think he's gonna have to. I'm not gonna say his career is over because, like I say, it's Drake. His fan base is like one of the biggest fan bases in the world. So I can't just say it's over for him. But I think he's gonna have to come back with a great album. I think great music can bring somebody back. You know what I'm saying? Like if the music is great, people gonna adapt to the music. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're known for. You're a musical artist. Like you're known to make great music. So I mean, I think if he make a great album, you know what I'm saying? I think he can get back in the good graces. I don't think he gonna get back to that peak Drake that he once was, which I honestly, in my opinion, he ain't been that in a while to me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he'll get back to like 2016 Drake. He never gonna reach that again. I think that's the highest peak that he had. I don't think he's gonna get back to that level. But I think to get him back to good graces with people, he got to drop an album that's a fire album. Like I think you have to have one, but it ain't got to be now. Like don't drop no album. You ain't got to drop one this year. Bro. Like it's on your time, on your terms. You know what I'm saying? Don't get people to get in your ear and say you need to drop this, you need to drop this. You know what I'm saying? And it don't never like putting it together too fast. It may not turn out the way it's supposed to. But if he make a great album, I think people will be like, okay, this is the Drake we've been wanting. You know what I'm saying? It's ways. I don't think his career is over, but it's definitely took a hit. It's definitely took a major hit than it's ever took. Definitely.
Uh,
You got anything on that, Bob?
nah, man, I like Drake, man. I don't know what everybody talking about, man. That's crazy.
Well,
What they
fam,
talking about,
to
that's
to
crazy.
start with to count on one of your points where you said he need to take his time dropping an album. You ain't got to worry about that. Yeah, him and Party Next Door finna drop an album Friday, so that's out the window.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Drake got
I
some new
forgot about.
shit coming in a couple days. But
I
for
forgot all
me,
about that. I
for
forgot
me,
about that.
what Drake can do to get back to, you know what I'm saying, is close to his top spot. You know, I reckon we can call it that. We can word it like that as possible. I think Drake got to go the Kendrick route. I think
Yeah,
Drake need to lay low for not putting no music out for a couple years. After this shit that's gonna come out Friday, because that's already dropped. Finna drop. I think Drake need to lay low for a couple years. I do. Let the people miss you, man.
yeah,
Drake done put out a lot of albums, man. I think
yeah.
my
He
one happy
oversaturated.
medium
He's
is that
oversaturated the market with his music.
I think the music it definitely lost interest. Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie to you, that's for all the Dogs album, and I'm a Drake fan. Father, he could have kept that.
Yeah,
He could have kept that one. That shit that was trash. He could have kept that. It was trash. I'm sorry. It's a
yeah,
trash album. So he could have kept that one. I think he over. It's a such thing as oversaturation of the market, aka you putting out too much music. So I think he
yeah,
let the people miss him somewhat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can use that same critique with Future. I think Future oversaturate the market too. I'm not gonna lie to
yeah,
you. I think he's supposed to be dropping sometime soon. I could not. Future dropped three projects last year. I could not get no new Future for 2 years. Not be good.
yeah, yeah.
It comes
That's
to
the
such
problem
thing
with
as
artists, man.
where the music feel like it's just being rushed to be put out, and it's not being created the way that it once was.
And I'm gonna tell you, Q. And I'm gonna tell you, Q. Drake ain't gonna do that because Drake don't like not to be talked about. So
Exactly.
he gonna keep feeding music because he don't want to get the sense of okay, damn, they ain't fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? He don't
Right.
want that feeling. Which I don't that's crazy to me because it's like Drake, you didn't drop the album every year, damn near. So I mean, people not going you taking a break. I don't think people are going to be against you for taking a break. Like you took a hit this year, bro. Like Kendrick, like that put a stain on your jacket. You know what I'm saying? So you need to lay low a little bit, man. Like if I was on his team, I'd tell him you need to lay low a little bit.
And to be honest, the put a stain on his jacket. To be honest, man, that's a very nice way to say it because if I'm not mistaken, Kendrick and Silver finna go on a stadium tour. Not an arena tour,
Yeah,
stadium tour. I ain't talking about 15, 16,000. I'm talking stadiums. 70, 80,000 people in the building.
yeah.
To make a long story short, not like us ain't going nowhere no time soon.
No, it's not.
It ain't going nowhere no time soon. So just for me, man, I think sometimes you have to do addition by subtraction. I think Drake could be best served to lay low, man, for a minute and just not pop out and don't pop out with nothing, man, for at least a good year and a half, 2 years, man. Real talk. You gotta
Yeah,
let this shit help boil. You gotta let this shit boil over. Because the thing about I'm
yeah,
with you, Drake fan base too big. He got too much talent. He's too big of an artist. He got too many hits for his career to be over. It it'll never be over.
yeah.
But I do think he needs to lay. First off, I'll be honest, and I know he ain't gonna do this because you can't do this part of hip hop. You just can't do this. But he needs to, in some kind of way, acknowledge the fact that he took the L.
Yeah,
I think that'll get people
yeah,
off of you if you acknowledge just the fact that you know what he got the best of me.
yeah,
Because I think that at least in some way will make people go, oh, okay, well maybe he kind of getting a little bit, you know. But man, all the stuff that he's done since all the records came out, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, some of it's been extremely corny. He put out some music, man. He
yeah,
put out some songs that didn't stick. None of them stuck. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And I think a lot of that is just now the
They're not fucking with him
industry
right
and
now.
the labels and the button pushing that used to go on for him. They're
They're
not
not
pushing the
fucking with
button
him.
on his records no more.
Yeah, they're not messing with him.
And I think that's part of
Yeah,
him coming out with that lawsuit against Universal. Guess what? You losing the battle, and then you want to sue. I'm be honest, that it looks corny.
it do.
It
I
and
get
guess
why
what?
you.
His
I get
reasoning
why
for
you doing
suing,
it, but
I didn't read that long ass lawsuit. That ain't my necessarily my bag. But what I do know, I know the optics of it. It looks weak.
yeah,
It does.
yeah.
Because
I
at the
get
end
what
of the
you're
day,
doing.
whenever the battle started, we have to remember. Because I do remember this. Whenever Kendrick dropped like that, and Drake come back with the push-ups. And then remember he come back with the Taylor Made freestyle whenever he had the Snoop Dogg and the
Tupac,
Tupac AI
Snoop Dogg,
on the
Tupac.
song, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Remember at the end of that
yeah.
song when he started rapping it like it wasn't AI, it was just him in his regular voice. When he was rapping, he was telling Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? You gonna try to run away? Nah, you following through. Then you kept, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
drop. He begged Kendrick to drop.
yeah,
Like the L,
yeah,
you bought this on yourself. So that's why the whole
yeah,
lawsuit shit for me is, come on, fam.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
that particular part of it. But Drake too big of an
I
artist, man.
think
He'll
a
bounce
lot
back.
of it, Q.
Now, be honest, that bounce
Q.
back, it
I
might take a
think a
while to
lot
get
of
to
it.
it.
Hey, I think a lot of it with the suing too. He don't want the image of him being a peddler, bro. You
Right.
feel me?
No
Like he
problem
don't
with
want
that.
that out there.
No
Which I
problem with that at
understand
all.
that. Like he don't want people to look at him like talking to young ass girls and stuff. So I understand why he
Facts.
did it. You know what I'm saying? It's a weak move because it's like you Drake and you nigga you initiated the whole thing really. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
By keep pushing this man to drop. But at the same time, I understand why he did it. Like I do understand why he did it.
Like me, man, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I thought it was entertaining. It was definitely, man, it was definitely the highlight. of music last year. I mean, hell, let's call it what it is, man. We 9 months down the road, and this is still very much discourse. But what I do hope, man, I hope that this Super Bowl with Kendrick performing, and at the end of it, whenever it said game over, which is like that was extremely symbolic, and I understand the message he was putting out with that. As far as like too, so the American people and all that, I understand all that what he was doing. I also think that in some kind of way, I think that was a message too. This is over with, man.
Yeah.
Like I hope that this, I'm be honest, man. This the last that we talking about this on No Excuses.
Yeah, I've been done talking about it.
Like,
To be honest
I'm
with
done
you,
with it. To be honest,
only reason it's brought up
is
was
the
a Kendrick
halftime show.
before the Super Bowl. Yeah,
that's the only reason we talking about today, because I've been through with it. That's just me personally, but that's all I got on that, man. Because to be honest, man, I enjoyed it. This whole the Drake stands and the Kendrick stands, the diehard fans of both artists made the damn beef corner to me to the point where you couldn't enjoy it. Everybody on damn social media going back and forth about stuff that I really could care less to hear about, and everybody want to pull up Billboard numbers and but Kendrick more than culture and Drake got the numbers. My nigga, I don't care about none of that. That's just that was corny to me. The fans made the beef unenjoyable for me at a certain point. That's just me though. That's probably why I got so disengaged in it, because I'm like, okay, this kind of weird to me now. But man, y'all got into more sports. We got into more sports stories before we wrap this up.
Not at the time, cuz.
I know I can't think of none. Hell, damn, Luka made his debut with the Lakers. They played Utah, right?
Yeah.
Utah.
I ain't got much
they
to
beat
talk
shit
about
out of Utah.
that. NFL drafted for another couple months. College basketball, we got March Madness coming up, but other than that, I ain't really got nothing, man. The Saints,
You got Bama and Auburn playing this weekend. Auburn playing this weekend. That should be pretty
College
good.
basketball, baby.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a dang good.
Bama Auburn.
That's gonna be a real good game.
This Saturday, yo.
That's gonna be a real good game. Who you think? Hey.
Now,
I don't know, man.
Time out. And I understand that being fat to Bama fans above the Auburn fans, like, I understand all that. But our Iron Bowl clashing has only ever been about football.
Yeah.
Like, so I wouldn't ask you, like, I don't watch enough of it to know. I know both teams are really good. That's all I know. Like,
I know Auburn won. I know Auburn won and Bama too. So you got to be good if you rank 1 and 2.
We them boys.
So
we them boys.
I thought you was a Duke fan.
We them boys. Nah, I just like to give
y'all
here. I am a Duke
fan. I was about to say, ain't you a Duke fan?
Yeah, I love Duke.
But guess what? I put it to you like this here. We can do this right here on we can do this right here live on No Excuses, man. You a Duke guy, basketball. I'm a North Carolina guy, basketball. If you go start claiming Auburn basketball team, I'm gonna start claiming Bama. We could both have 2 teams.
I don't know 2 teams. We them blue though.
Okay, I'm just asking. I'm just asking, man. I don't watch enough college basketball to really know what the hell going on with Lenaway, to be honest with you.
Don't worry about
it. Cooper Flag that got him.
Yeah, that's the boy for Duke. Yeah, he the truth.
Yeah.
We were not in this podcast talking positively about nothing that Bob chill for. Hell no.
Well, look, like that's what just happened, cuz.
I believe it is, man, because I ain't got nothing else, man.
It's about to be some changes coming real soon.
Yeah, it is about to be some changes. I'm finna quit goddamn letting you be a guest.
Yeah, me and Fat about to do some critical thinking here, discussions in the next couple weeks.
Right, that's cool. We have a good one, man.
Hey man.
What's that?
I appreciate you letting me join the show today, man. Mean a lot.
Man, you know you're welcome anytime, man. Have a good one. The hell off the damn show. Now, anyway, Cat, man, outro the video, man. I ain't got nothing else for him, man.
Hey man, we appreciate y'all tuning in. The ones that tune in, man. Like I say, like, comment, share, subscribe, man. And we out, man.
We out.